keep it short, sorry I can't read my notes well now. But I would like to share my experience with Maharaj during my most challenging time of the life, having been married, as well as even more challenging time of the life, having the kids more demanding at their age. In those two ages of part of my life, Maharaj has given me so critical instructions which would be beneficial for everyone, as well as it has been definitely transformative for me. And the third point is about my last meeting with Maharaj. So when I just had my Bhakti Diksha completed under our Shiksha Guru Kanana Prabhu and Yogeshwar Govind Prabhu, we were so inspired by listening to various Maharajas, and somehow Kadamba Swami Maharaj resonated us from his kirtan. And we were listening to his kirtan almost all the time throughout the day whenever we get an opportunity. But having listening to that, our instruction was also to read his books as well as listen to lecture. But lectures were not something which was resonating to me. It was so high standard, and I took up as a challenge that okay, why I'm not able to understand what he's saying in my initial days, and I started focusing more and more, and that's how I started also learning many other concepts that he was giving, which was definitely impossible for me to understand in my earlier stage. But then we reached to a stage where Maharaj was giving a continuous instruction about reading, the importance of reading the books, and that was the challenging part where I was in my first phase of my life, and I was approaching Maharaj in a various forums to understand how I can address my challenge about reading the book. I'm not good at reading, and I can't sit and read for a long time. So Maharaj gave a really practical understanding about if you have something as a backdrop, you always use technology as your advantage, which helped me to start like his idea about audiobooks and making sure that you use those avenues and try to still read the books and focus and get the message as much as out you can get from our Shastra. That was really transformative for me, because since then I was trying to reach and even Maharaj and his disciples shared some of the audiobooks for me as well, and this helped me to read our books and gain some part of it. Now we reached to the second stage of our life where we had the more demanding kids, and under the temple's Bhakti Diksha committee, they were inviting the members who wants to start the Bhakti Diksha or support the Bhakti Diksha. That was the time when we and my wife Hemani Thakurani Devdasi were very passionate to start Bhakti Diksha, and from May we were approaching our Guru Maharaj for giving us some mercy and guidance about how we can be successful. I was not getting any messages reply back from Maharaj. We started from May when this committee started coming together and help us to train and give us the resources. And I was so disappointed by the time it reached to July, August, early August. And it was very, very disappointing for me that okay, why Maharaj is not replying any of my messages. I even approached many of our board family members that am I writing correctly? Am I using my correct words to do something? And am I making any offensive while I'm asking these silly questions or something about starting a Bhakti Diksha? And I was so desperate that okay, why Maharaj is not responding? And Maharaj responded on the day when we were under our Shiksha Guru Karunata Prabhu's guidance. He suggested, okay, let's start the Facebook advertisement for Bhakti Diksha. And on that day, I was really expecting Maharaj's reply. And suddenly, around midnight, Maharaj responded. And he gave me a really good enthusiasm in terms of what you can, like what you are doing is something that Srila Prabhupada wanted to do during his married life, and he started with the Go Back to Godhead magazine, and you are at the same stage of your life where you are so desperate, you have sent so much messages about your passion and what you want to contribute in this devotional journey, and he mentioned that you will have all the success that you will need for running this program. And I think that was a turning point where even the approaches that we were taking on how we can increase our outreach, which became a massive success. And we had one of the greatest turnaround for our Bhakti Diksha in Oakley South, which was really hard to imagine. and I can only say that this was solely due to the Maharaj's instructions and the blessings that he gave, and I was so foolish that I was getting disappointed because at that time it was not disclosed that he was going through this cancerous situation and his medical condition, and I was so foolish that I can't even understand that Maharaj can be in a situation where he can't respond, and I was getting distressed. But this one particular instruction and his blessings turned really helpful, and with the help of Kanana Prabhu and our Shishya Guru, we managed to cultivate our Bhakti Diksha and progress further. So this was one of the transformations that also Maharaj helped us to bring. And about my last meeting with Maharaj, definitely Maharaj informed everyone that okay, you have to, this is the chance that we can meet in person, and we definitely did not want to miss this opportunity, and that's why we went to, even though it was for 1 week, but we went to Vrindavan, and when we had the opportunity to meet Maharaj, that was the first time I understood that how Maharaj himself is so passionate about the service to Srila Prabhupada and about this preaching mission. Luckily or unluckily, we got interrupted by one of his projects, and Maharaj was so passionate, so sharp in what he has to remember, what he has to instruct to the devotees that they are supporting to the preaching mission that he has taken up, which gave me a totally different side of Maharaj, which I have never seen before. Because if you see his lectures, you would see that Maharaj is very funny. Maharaj is giving really nice and peaceful lectures. His kirtan is definitely escalated and so energetic. But the other part of the Maharaj was he was very passionate. He was so passionate about the project, and he did not want any moment to stop that project. He was giving so passionate instruction and so actively and so precisely that okay, at this age, under this kind of cancerous situation, how he can have the same level of memory, how he can have same level of passion. That was something very eye-popping, that even in your worst part of your life as well, you can be contributing so passionately and so mercifully to other devotees as well as for all the project. He was managing so many things at the time, and it was a really fortunate opportunity for us that even though you are in a very difficult situation, you can manage multiple things with the same energy or even more energy to serve Srila Prabhupada in his mission, and that was one of the things that I can't forget in my life, and definitely Maharaj, we will miss you all the time and all the instruction, but your lectures are definitely here for forever, and we will be serving to your instruction as much as we can. Thank you very much, Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Jivananda. Just being considered.